Hey, welcome back. Here we are at 3 and 1. We're on our last carol before Christmas. It doesn't mean we're going to stop. We got a few more to go, but here we are. But let's think about this. One said last week we talked about Mary did, and tonight we're going to talk about Janet's favorite carol. And this is what's really unique about this. The carol is O Holy Night, and it's written by two people who basically have very little to do with Christianity. You see, it is one of the more miraculous ways that God has shown that he will use anyone, anywhere, to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. That includes you and me. It's a song that might seem incredible. The music is so powerful, and if you're not a tremendous voice, to reach the higher notes in that song are almost impossible. But here's the story behind the song. In 1847, poet Placido Cappeau was asked to compose a poem for Christmas, for worship. And he admitted to the church that he didn't attend church much. And nevertheless, he said, okay, I'll write you a poem. So he was in a coach ride, and it was kind of bumpy. It was a dusty road in France, and Cappeau read the Gospel of Luke for inspiration. Church, did you hear that? He needed to have inspiration to write a Christmas song, and he sought out the Gospel of Luke. How many times do we seek out the History Channel? He sought out the Gospel of Luke, and while he was reading, he imagined what it must have been like for Mary and Joseph on the night that Jesus was born. And thus he wrote, O Holy Night. See, realizing, though, when he finished, he realized, oh my gosh, these words are inspired by God. Here's a man who didn't attend church much, realizing these words are inspired by God because they weren't his. Well, what's interesting is Cappeau, not attending church much, went to see Adolphe Charles Adams, a very popular music writer at the time. And there was one concern. Adams was Jewish. He didn't understand. So Adams, a famous composer who didn't celebrate the Christmas because he was Jewish, he didn't really believe that the poem was about the Son of God. But he said, all right, I'll write the music. And as I just said, the music is tremendous. It's powerful. It's a challenge to any vocalist. And we have a hymn or a carol that is one of the favorites of all time, written by someone who didn't attend church much and someone who was Jewish. You see, the question is, how do you respond when someone asks you about Jesus? How do you respond at this Christmas, this Wednesday night before Christmas coming on Sunday, before Christmas Eve coming on Saturday night, a chance to go to worship? How do you respond when someone says something about Christmas? Do you, like Cappeau, then dig in to the Gospel of Luke so you can be knowledgeable and have your heart awakened, and maybe even, like Cappeau at the end, claim, oh my gosh, these are the words of God and not mine? Are you like Adams, who says, in spite of our differences in what I used to believe and what I do believe, I'm going to write the music? And even though God took a Jewish writer to share the gospel of Christmas all around the world, what are you doing for this Christmas? Because guess what? God's inspiring people every single day, and we walk away from it. Do not walk away. When you hear the call to read more about the story of Christmas, more about Jesus the King, then I challenge you to follow through.